Hey, punctuality is key. Look at us right on time today. Super late last week. We were having some issues and stuff. I think we're over an hour late maybe last week. That's okay. We're supposed to do the show at 1. We're right on time. If you didn't know, if you thought it was at 2, we're at 1. Ontario time. Okay, cool. Hey, my name's Chris. I am the owner, artist, writer, Machete Comics, owned by my wife, who's my co-pilot here, Lonnie. She's right over there. Likes to make noises in the side. Right, Lonnie? Say hi, Lonnie. Just, there you go. There's Lonnie, my co-pilot. So if you hear me talking to somebody partially through, that's Lonnie, as opposed to my best buddy Brent, who is my usual on the Kids in the Escalator main podcast. We're co-hosts, and we rule the podcast airwaves with our show Kids on the Escalator. This is just a split show that I'm doing on the side on Sundays from Machete Comics. I'm actually upstairs in the studio today, which is great. This is the coloring, the digital side of the studio. The other side's where I draw from. If you follow me on TikTok, you'll see all kinds of those videos. And if you do follow me on TikTok and I'm friends with you on there, thank you. I'm having a lot of fun on TikTok. TikTok's cool. Yeah, my wife talked me into going on TikTok. So did Brent, I think, actually. Good job, Brent. And Brent's getting ready to go tour again. So he's going out on the road with, we were talking about last week, he is going out on the road with Megadeth and Fred Penner, wasn't it?
Fred Penner.
Yeah, Megadeth and Fred Penner, I think. Just kidding. So anyway, yeah, he's going out with Megadeth and Lamb of God. I think Trivium. I can't remember. Yeah. Anyway, Whammo Obsessed, Brent. Good job, buddy. Good job, buddy. So we'll be getting back to our main podcast, the main Kids in the Escalator podcast, September. So that'll be cool. Some stuff on the road. I think Brent might be coming by here. We might do an episode from here or something, which would be great. Okay. So again, just get the introductions out of the way. I'm Chris. I live in Kingston, Ontario, Canada. And I love it here. It's awesome. Awesome. I'm running a comic book company, a small independent comic company with my wife. We do freelance work, but our main gig is comic books, Skeletron, right? We'll get into that in a little bit. The weather is so hot here. It's awesome, though. Do you like it?
Yes.
My wife likes it. I like it, too. It's pretty cool. I'm going to go out and do some yard maintenance after this, actually, and take care of my yard. I like working outside, and the weather is really nice. So what should we get into first? My cat? Can you hear my cat? Do you have cats? Because we have 3, and they seem to really come around when the podcast's on. And so Beans will be here soon. He's just hollering, wondering where we're at. All right. So here's what we've got today for everyone. Very exciting. Very exciting. I love doing these things. See, on the normal podcast that I do with my bro Brent, of course we're talking. We have guests, and we're sharing the mic with people. And there's some of the audience, come to that show for it to be explained. For nerd culture to be explained easily. And sometimes I don't do that. I like to do deep nerd dives. So we're going to do some deep nerd dives today. I'll just give you an overlook of what I want to talk about today so you guys can be thrilled and stay tuned. So what we're going to talk about today is some new comic books that are coming out and some picks that if you are one of those people that just buys new comic books that are under speculation that you think are super cool and might be worth money, that's what I'm going to tell you about. Marvel Comics, so sorry DC fans. Today I'm just dealing with Marvel. Today is a Marvel day. Marvelous Marvel Day. Okay. All right. So I'm also going to talk. So we're going to talk about some new comic books. I'm going to give you some heads up on some good stuff that's coming out in the future. What you should buy. Okay, for Marvel. I'm also going to talk about some TV stuff. We've had Bad Batch out. That's over and done with there. We've had What If. On the DC side of things, I'm really looking forward to watching Titans season 3. I believe it is. Yeah, that's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be really, really good. So we're gonna talk about. We're gonna do a nerd dive into comics versus movies with Marvel, and gonna talk about one of my favorite artists. Holy smokes! What a show, huh? What a show! It's the show of shows. There you go. Okay, so let's dive in first, my friends. Excuse me. With some new comic books. Now, first of all, I didn't make it down to New Comic Book Day yesterday. Life just got in the way. I couldn't make it down to Free Comic Book Day, but I'm hoping tomorrow I'm going to head down there. I don't know what's left over, but I will head and see what we have, okay? I'm hypnotized by looking at all the cool stuff behind me here. This is my wife arranged all that. Captain America getting it from Ultron up there. Sorry. Distraction. Here we go. Okay, so some new stuff that you want to buy. Well, first of all, you want to make sure that you buy Skeletron #2. But again, I will get into that later. Our flagship title. Okay, I got a bunch of stuff beside me here, my friends. Okay. So let's talk about Daredevil. Holy crap. if you want to buy something that's going to go up in value, just start buying Daredevil. Okay, so here is, I think, the latest one right here. Beautiful. Look at that stuff, man. Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. So there's some Daredevil magic for you. And yes, that's Elektra right there. She has taken on the mantle of the devil. Daredevil's in jail right now, which is a very interesting storyline. And if you can go back and pick up some of those, you probably have to get some second and third prints of the first appearance of Elektra as Daredevil, because those have already gone probably around $20 to more. Between 20 and 50 bucks to get those, which is great. And I love Daredevil. I've been collecting him since I was a kid. So if you want to buy something that's going to go up in value, or that's just friggin' rad, Daredevil is one of your new comics that you could spend the money on. You can see Bullseye right there. Bullseye's awesome as well. Again, hypnotized by the artwork on there. There's some little Easter eggs in there too. I don't know if you noticed that. Look at, who's that, Lonnie? Without the D. One of your faves? Oh, sorry, you're looking.
It's hard to see it. Dazzler.
Yeah, so we got some Dazzler Easter egg there. And of course, there's a Shield Easter egg there. There's a rock song. Yeah, some Easter eggs. So the series in itself is amazing. Daredevil's in jail. Elektra's come to help him out because Daredevil's lost his fight. He's like, no, I'm giving up. I'm going to jail. I accidentally killed somebody. That's it. And that's a whole story in itself. If you did not know, in this right now in the Marvel Universe, especially on the lower tiers in New York, Kingpin William Fisk is the mayor of New York. Well, that's calamity right there. That's a whole bunch of that's nutso right there in itself. Okay, so Daredevil's an amazing series to buy right now. Get your Daredevil on, my friends. Get your Daredevil on. Okay, what else am I looking at here? Oh, yeah. This is pretty cool, too. Across the Star Wars series, we have the War of the Bounty Hunters going on, and it's crossing through them all. I could probably crack this open and let you know exactly how deep, how nerdly deep this run goes, because it goes pretty far. So, whoosh. See how I do that? The tape's on there and everything, man. I know my stuff. Comic book out without getting stuck. Okay, so here's this. Excuse me. Now, what we're doing, where is it? You gotta have it in here. They got the whole deal where it tells you, here we go. Okay, so this series is, now this is really cool. So War of the Bounty Hunters. Now what this is in between Empire and Return of the Jedi. And Han Solo is in Carbonite, and he has been stolen from Boba Fett. And it's the whole deal of the War of the Bounty Hunters, because there's a huge bounty on Han Solo in the Carbonite deal, right, from Jabba and from other people, because it's a big competition to find him now and get him. And this deals with that story that was never shown in anything before, right? So the comic book is filling in between the movies, which is an amazing thing and a great thing to keep on top of. Okay, so War of the Bounty Hunters. Now this goes through to show you how deep this line goes. So in August here, this goes through the War of the Bounty Hunters comic number 3, goes through Star Wars number 16, goes through Darth Vader number 15. It goes through Dr. Aphra number 13, which is, no, I have 12 here. It goes through Bounty Hunters number 15. Don't get confused with Darth Vader number 15. And Forlom and Zuckuss number 1. Ooh, that's a cool one. I'm looking forward to getting that one. So it goes through all those comic books. So what a great story. And this is all chasing Han Solo in his Carbonite because he's been lifted. And of course, you know, our heroes are also in the background looking for him as well. Luke and Leia and Lando, Chewie, they're looking for him as well. Okay. So what do we got here next? So, and also Doctor Strange. I don't have any paraphernalia of Doctor Strange to show you right now, but what they're going to do with Doctor Strange in the comic books is kill him. And, you know, kill him. Everybody comes back pretty much. Yeah, right. You know, it used to be said when I was younger that everybody comes back in Marvel except for Bucky. So Bucky came back, and it's funny because I took a hiatus from buying comics for a while there when I was playing in a band heavily, and I was out on the road a lot. So I came back from that hiatus of a year, 2 years of buying comic books, and Bucky had been brought back, and I was like, oh, okay, so it's a whole new comic book Marvel universe now for me to dive into. And I think they had the Ultimate's going on at that point, which was very, very strange to me. So now up to date with Doctor Strange, they're going to kill him off. I'm not sure what that's going to entail, but you know that it's going to go up in value because what's going to happen probably is they're going to bring him back in some form of way. After somebody dies, they get brought back in a new kind of way. Being Doctor Strange, being so spiritual and so being a magician, there's no telling what's going to happen with his death. And of course, he'll probably have this battle, right? right? Like in the afterlife or in limbo or whatever. But I'm sure Doctor Strange will come back and with a new suit. You know what I mean? New costume, maybe some cool new powers. So the new Doctor Strange is something to watch for. And also Strange Academy, which has been going through the roof. That was another one that I brought up a long time ago. On the Kids on the Escalator podcast, I brought that book up, Strange Academy, and it has gone through the roof as well. Number one is you can't get that for under $50. No way you can get that for under $50. And I paid $4 for it.
You said that's like a kind of like a Hogwarts.
Yeah,
school.
Totally. Yeah, it's like the Doctor Strange Academy. So like Emma Frost teaches in there, Dr. Voodoo teaches in there. Doctor Strange is of course the owner of the school. He's like Dumbledore, right? Yeah. And the students are great. The art's great. Scotty Young's involved, not with the art though. Humbus, I can't remember his last name or how to pronounce it, but he's the artist on it. It's fantastic. Fantastic. So here's what you want to buy. You want to buy anything Daredevil. And okay, so I got to tell you again, Tony Stark, this is a real inside scoop, okay? Tony Stark is building Elektra armor. So she's going to have a Daredevil armor. So you can have the first Daredevil armor. So that's coming. Get a couple copies of that one. So heads up on that. I wasn't gonna let that fly. I don't know. You know what I mean? Save that because it's coming up. But there you go. There's the big drop. There's the big spoiler for Daredevil and for Elektra. Just about to get armored. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's gonna be cool. That's gonna be cool. Elektra and armor. I like it. Daredevil armor. Okay. And then of course the Bounty Hunter series is if you're really into Star Wars and you want to know what happened in between the movies like Empire and Jedi and New Hope and Empire, the comic books are where you need to go now, which is awesome. This is awesome. It's really cool. Okay. So those are new comics. And now going from filling in the gaps on Star Wars storylines, what we're going to do now is we're going to go to TV. Dun, 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 dun. We don't have any in-betweens for TV or something. So this is our in-between. Dun, 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 dun. TV. Okay. So TV, excuse me. My allergies are kicking back in again. I apologize. TV. So we've had the Bad Batch finished up its season, and What If, we had its first What If. And you watched that with me, didn't you?
Yes,
but Lonnie doesn't watch the Bad Batch with me, which I understand. No, the Bad Batch.
Oh, is that Star Wars?
Yeah, Star Wars is the Bad Batch. Those little clones that were apparently the Bad Batch that came out of the Clone Wars. Okay, now the Clone Wars Bad Batch series is a little filler, obviously, because we don't have any real live action shows going on for them, and there's a whole bunch that are on the way, and we got left off with some really cool stuff with the Mandalorian, like mind-blowing stuff from the Mandalorian, right? So they had to fill in the gap somehow. Now the Bad Batch was, you can tell they're battling between trying to make it children friendly and trying to actually appease to the fans like me, because again the creative team, and Favreau and how am I blanking on his name? What's the other guy who did? Filoni.
Filoni, yeah. So
Filoni, and he was in on this one too, which he should because he did all the Clone Wars stuff. So, yeah, it was okay. You know what I mean? Like the characters were good. They threw the little girl Omega in there for the female crowd and the girl crowd. And that's cool because it started off a while back and it was all just dudes in this clone. The clones were all men.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So now, okay. So now what what the Bad Batch seems to have done, it's trying to fill in the whole cloning gap. It seems like they're scrambling to fix the latest movies to me. That whole cloning thing where all of a sudden Palpatine's in there and you're like, oh, whoa, hey, that's a whole story we missed. So it looks like they're really trying to fill in the gaps with that because Kamino is in here, and I don't want to give out any huge spoilers of what happens to the folks of Kamino and the whole cloning plan, because that's a big episode when you see the fate of the cloners from Kamino, the big tall ones, hello, I can do that for you. And they walk really slow and their arms are really long.
Very Spielberg.
Very Spielbergish. Yes, you're right. Very Spielbergish. I thought they were pretty cool, the Kamonians. And I liked their area, even though it was very sterile looking. And the storms out there. Remember in episode 2, Attack of the Clones? Yeah. The Jango Fett Obi-Wan fight. Oh man, that was cool. That was cool. I love everything about Obi-Wan. I can't wait for his show. Don't get sidetracked. Don't get sidetracked. Okay. So yeah, the Bad Batch is definitely trying to fill in the gaps of the clone, the Emperor and stuff like that. You can see it coming, and maybe even possibly, since it's Filoni, filling in some gaps for Grogu and the whole cloning thing going on there.
Yeah.
I'm going to pause for the cause here. I think all my Super Zuka mugs are being lifted, or they're being left somewhere because I can't find them. So I'm drinking on my Mandarin, and it's not booze today. We got energy drink. So I'm supercharged.
So when is Mandalorian 2 going to be coming out?
I'm not sure when, man. I see. Here's the thing. And I was going to get into this with movies. Okay. So we'll get into that. No, it's okay. It's okay. You're my co-pilot here. You can ask questions too. I like that. So we will get into the whole future of stuff like this during the movies. Okay. Bad Batch. Okay. So did I like the Bad Batch? Yeah, I liked it. Hey, Beans, he found us. We're in here. Yeah. So did I like the Bad Batch? Yes. Did I love the Bad Batch? No. It was okay. Kind of like the Black Widow movie. It was good. But yeah, it was. I find it hard when they're trying to split the genre between the kids and the adults. I'd like it just, if it's going to be for kids, man, go for kids. If it's going to be for adults, go for adults. It's hard. It's hard. That's the problem I have with Spider-Man movies. It's like, it's so, all of a sudden it's for the adults. All of a sudden it's for the kids. The change is too drastic in the storytelling for me. All right. Yeah, nerd dive in that, right? Like that's probably my biggest problem with oh yeah, I could go on forever with that. So okay, so what if? Let's keep the TV going here, and let's talk about what if. And it's what if Sharon Carter became the super soldier instead of Steve Rogers?
Yeah.
Peggy Carter. What did I say?
Sharon.
Sharon Carter. Oh, my favorite. What's the actress' name again?
Oh, I can't remember the actress.
Van Camp.
No, that's not her.
Oh, okay.
Emily Van Camp, no.
Emily Van Camp, my favorite right there. Okay. So anyway, sorry, sidetracking. What if? All right. Now, first of all, the animation is a little different. It's it almost, you know what it reminds me of is those Telltale video games.
Oh yeah.
That's what the animation style reminded me of. So watch out for a Telltale video game, What If style, right? Oh, I was gonna grab some What If comics too. That's okay, because I have a lot of the original series of What If comic books, and they were really, really cool. Okay, so the animation was pretty neat. I had no problem with it. I was pretty decent at first. I was kind of shocked at first, to be honest with you. I didn't know they were going to go that route. Funny, there were some real classic Disney expressions in some of the faces. I was pointing out to my wife as we were watching it. There's some real classic Disney Easter eggs, I guess, in there, if you want to call them, from the classic movies. But the animation was pretty cool. I dug it. It was very well done, of course. Because, you know, there's a little bit more money going into that than into the new Skeletron animated project, unfortunately. It's not like an Egyptian dig or anything. So what I really liked about the What If comic book is, say, what if Spider-Man didn't get bitten by the radioactive bug? Let's use that for an example. It threw all these other chain of events in there. So it would turn out that Captain America didn't get found in the ice. And it would turn out that the Fantastic Four would break up. Like, it just caused all these really cool rifts in the system. Now, I found that this one only really, I'm not going to give any spoilers either, because I know this is relatively new. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. Allergies. Yeah. Anyway, so I don't want to ruin what happened to for anybody there, right?
No.
Yeah. So one of my disappointments was that it didn't, little heads up, is it didn't change a whole lot of things. It did change a couple things, of course. You know what I mean? Like, obviously something else happened to Steve Rogers. Did he get killed? Did he move on to be, like, you know, something else? I don't know. But check it out and you'll find that. So yeah, so again, was it great? No, I don't think it was. I don't think it was great. Was it good? Yes. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I'm hoping the oversaturation is like in the books where they're just like sacrificing left and right to have product out there. Because I've lately, another topic I'll talk about is the new comic books that are coming out from Marvel and DC, the bigger companies, right? Because I've cut down my pull list, man. Wow. I've just been so disappointed with some of the artwork. Some of it, the Eternals I really enjoy, and it's heavily computer graphic. The Fantastic Four I enjoy. It's pretty heavy that way. But some of the other ones are just getting a little ridiculous. It's like there's no creativity in it. There's no Jack Kirby in there, as I would like to say, you know, like the impossible poses, everything's like, it looks like it was just redrawn from a picture. And I really don't like that, which is one of the things we're trying to do. And I'm not trying to do, one of the things we are doing in Machete Comics is we're going back to that old crazy style. Like, wow, I've been that way, or that's, you know, wow, but great looking art. So yeah, a little disappointed with some of the newer stuff. So What If show kind of struck me the same way. I'm not sure. We have some other ones coming up where they're doing some Guardians of the Galaxy interlays and some other things like that. I would love to see it. They can't do it. I would love one of my favorite ones was What If Wolverine Had Killed the Hulk? And that springboarded a whole lot of other cool stories. Now, that was a what if story in the early 80s, maybe even 1980. It could be, but that was a what if story that I really, really enjoyed. And the Avengers were, of course, in a lot of the stories back then as well. So, what if Bad Batch TV shows? If I, watch them, of course you're going to watch them. Being a fan of all this genre, Star Wars and Disney. But hopefully, the best is yet to come. Yeah, of course. I'm grading that episode. I'm just grading that episode. But the Bad Batch was the whole series, and I say that's like the cool thing about the Bad Batch is now my daughter's grown up now, right? But the cool thing about the Bad Batch is, my friends, is that you can sit down with your young Jedis and you can watch it with them, and you don't have to worry about anything too grotesque coming up. And a lot of the they're getting shot with blasters, which could be unstunned if they're not unstunned. So that's the cool thing about the Bad Batch for families, is that you can watch it with the young Jedi and they're not gonna be too freaked out, which is cool, right? Same with What If. Yeah, I can't see What If it won't freak the kids out either, right? So you're good with that. Unlike The Boys or Invincible, you don't want to watch that with your kids. But you do want to watch it because they're awesome. Okay, so that's TV, right? Oh, and Rick and Morty. I just wanted to mention Rick and Morty season finales coming up. Now, Rick and Morty is one of those shows that I was a little late to the party on, and I'm kind of glad I was, because I've got all these seasons to binge watch while I'm working in the other room there. And man, what a well-written show! Rick and Morty is amazing. If you aren't watching Rick and Morty like I wasn't before, check it out. I think you'll really, really like it. Now, that's again something you're not going to watch that with kids. That is a very adult cartoon, and I love that. I love it when they cater to us.
And there's lots of Easter eggs and pop culture references in it too.
Yeah. My favorite episode so far, and I haven't seen, I maybe watched 2 seasons worth now, but Nimbus is such a funny character. Do you remember him, the guy from the sea? And he's making all the cops that crazy. Nimbus was great. What an awesome character. What original storytelling. So if you haven't jumped on the Rick and Morty bandwagon like myself, who just jumped on there about a month ago, get in there. Really, really great adult cartooning. Huh? Yeah, really cool stuff in that. So that's our TV for today. We're gonna end our TV segment. Down TV. There you go. Okay, so now we were going to talk about movies, right, Lonnie? We want to talk about movies. Now, here's the thing about movies and all this new stuff being filmed. I'm not going to get into it big time because I don't like talking about politics or anything and what people's preferences are with things, but the COVID thing, man, it looks like we're going to hit another wave of that. So, all these movies are being held back now again. Yeah, it's so Shang-Chi, I think, is the first one I think that they're saying have announced, I think, or I just got up today and was quickly going through things on my news feed and stuff, and I saw something about that. Maybe they're predicting it, but yeah, there's a 4th wave coming. So I don't know what's going to happen with movies. So that's what I was going to say. I can't really, and I haven't really seen any movies.
Because that's supposed to come out in September, which is...
Oh, we're behind on so much stuff, right? Like the Black Widow one chain reacted because the TV shows were available before and they weren't supposed to be. So movies is a whole thing. So here's what I got planned to do with movies. I'm going to... bear with me. Okay, I'm going to go through... These are DVDs, kids. We're going to go through some older stuff that you could watch, okay? Dig out your DVDs. I did that the other day, and I found some rad stuff. I'm going to go over a few things. Okay. First of all, my stomach's starting to growl. Don't mind, it's not a monster. It's my stomach. I got leftover a slice of pizza maybe downstairs, unless Lonnie ate it all this morning. Okay, friends. This movie right here. No, where's the spot? There's the spot. Oh. Okay, this is a fantastic movie. Now, I brought my glasses just so I can read stuff. What a combo. Okay, I may sneeze here too because my allergies are killing me. Okay, this is from... Oh man, come on, really? It's not going to give me the...
I'm sure it's 7 years.
Okay, 1979. What a great year that was. I went and saw Kiss that year, Dynasty. Okay, Over the Edge. Matt Dillon. Look at how young Matt Dillon is. He's just a baby. This is before Outsiders, man. What a great movie. And the soundtrack to this is fantastic, of course. Lots of heavy metal rock and roll. Classic Easter eggs in this, too. This movie is fantastic. And I'll just read the back to you. You can get the gist of it. Tomorrow City today is how the planned suburban paradise of New Granada promotes itself. But something has been left out of the plans. No one is paying attention to the town's teens. Jonathan Kaplan directs this hot-blooded cult classic, 1979 London Film Fest Outstanding Film Award winner, about kids left to discover their own values and coming up with enough drugs, booze, and discontent to push everyone over the edge. There you go. There's the title. 14-year-old. There you go. 14-year-old Matt Dillon, my friend. Yay, Matt Dillon. I like Matt Dillon. I've always been a fan of Matt Dillon. We have a very low voice, but we never thought he would talk that low. When you... Yeah, Matt Dillon makes a screen debut as the kid's charismatic doomed leader. Richie, the anthemic soundtrack by Van Halen, the Ramones, Cheap Trick. You had me at Van Halen. And the others provide the film's rock and roll heart. What a spectacular movie. It's a great movie. I can't say enough about this. Really, really cool. So that Over the Edge, there's one you can check out. Let's see here. Let's just take, sexiest sci-fi ever. If you and your mate are looking for a romantic evening in and are looking for a movie pick, Right? And my wife suggests this too. Logan's Run, man. It's the sexiest sci-fi ever. Oh, man. When was this? 1976. Okay, so I got my glasses on. I can see now. I should probably wear these like all the time when I'm on here. Okay, Logan's Run. Wow. Logan's Run was a fantastic movie. 1976. I remember when I was younger, I didn't get it. And then you get older and you get it. It's a great movie. Great movie. It's about it's about growing up, not being allowed to grow up.
And Farrah Fawcett's like her first movie, right? Farrah
Fawcett, who I had a huge crush on when I was a kid. That's dating myself a bit there. I apologize to myself.
To yourself.
So Farrah Fawcett's in there. Oh, fantastic movie though. This is just like again, sexiest sci-fi ever. I'm not going to tell you too much more of that because it is a classic. You probably know a bit about it, but a great couples movie.
And that's the guy from Clockwork Orange, right?
No, is it? No.
No. Okay, I was thinking he was in that.
He's been in a lot of other things though.
Oh.
Great movie, Logan's Run. Check that out. Okay, now at the same time, if you're looking for another kind of hangout movie with your mate or your partner or whatever, this is a funny one. If you're looking for a little bit of horror mixed in with a little bit of fun, again, this is another classic. I'm giving you a lot of classics. I love the classics. I'm an old dude. Maximum Overdrive with the AC/DC soundtrack. This was a great movie. And it was funny. There was some funny stuff. Now, of course, this is Stephen King, and we have a fairly young Emilio Estevez, right? Yeah, Emilio Estevez is in there, and there's a really cool. You can see the Green Goblin truck in there. So we've got AC/DC music. It's written, directed by Stephen King, and you get a Green Goblin transport. And Lisa Simpson's in there. What more could you ask for in a horror, like a fun horror movie? Evil's Wheels. Right on. Great one. Let me pause for the cause here. Right, Lonnie? Say something interesting. Ready? Go. I don't know what you just said.
No.
Oh, here we go. Oh, let's go to this one. Okay, a little more intense. Now, this is for the dudes out there, probably. Heat. Holy crap! What a great movie! What a great movie. On a side note, there is a documentary on Val Kilmer that's on Netflix.
No,
Prime.
He did it all himself.
He did it all himself. It's called Val.
Yeah.
And poor Val, man. Val's hurting nowadays, right? Like he had cancer and he has to talk like that. And man, you feel really bad for him. And he's just hurting health-wise, right? His son narrates the majority of it. And he's in Val's in there too. So just on a side note, if you want to watch a documentary about actors that's really, really good, the Val Kilmer one's great. He was a really rad dude. And it showed how much he put in to his roles.
Yeah. Because he videotaped everything. So
he did videotape everything, so it's all really live documented stuff. That was really great. So anyway, Heat, though, this movie, man, with Pacino and De Niro for the first time ever. One of the greatest shootout scenes of all time. Man. Like, this is just a great movie. Again, this is a movie that my dad would probably like, right? Mm-hmm. I think we lent it to him. I don't know if you watched this or not out there, but it's on Prime as well. Heat. Yeah, it is on Prime, so I watched it again. Heat's a great movie. Now, this is, of course, like I'll give you, when Al Pacino and Robert De Niro square off, Heat sizzles. Written and directed by Michael Mann. Heat includes dazzling set piece and back heist that USA Today Mike Clark calls the greatest action scene in recent times. Yeah, the scene in there with the shootout and everything's fantastic. It's great. Great. Fantastic crime saga. Yeah, that's what I call it. Now, let's get back over to, this is the last one I got here movie-wise. Oh, do you want to party? Bum, ba-na. Wow. Now this movie takes me back. I used to watch this back when I was just in my early teens. This was one of those movies when you got together with your friends, you threw this, it was just, we had it on VHS. And we had to put something on while we were like, being bad. Let your imagination run wild. I don't care. I'm a Generation X.
Yeah.
I don't care. So Return of the Living Dead. Wow. The soundtrack, this was fantastic. The humor to this was great. Oh, the over-the-top acting. Just this. Love this movie. One of my favorite horror movies of all time. This is another great one, if you're like my wife and I, for couples night, I think. I think it's just a great, entertaining movie for both. And of course, being my age and what this is what I'm looking for these days is something that, I can share with my partner in crime there. So this is a great one. Again, though, if you're just looking for something fun to put on, this is another great movie. What year is this one? This has got it. No, it's got to be earlier than that. I'm thinking. Come on, why do you do this to me?
I can see from here.
No way, where?
Right by side color.
Oh my gosh. Look at the eyes of a hawk. 85, yeah, that's when that came out. So yeah, so I would have been a year old.
A year old.
I'm 1 years old. Now, the final one I'm going to show. We're going back to TV, but this is like more DVD stuff that you can watch. Now, this is the greatest sitcom ever, and I think this heavily influenced The Office. And this is WKRP Cincinnati. Love WKRP. If you are a younger generation and you do not know what WKRP is, watch it. Oh man, and this one here, the first season here, this one they weren't allowed to use a lot of the same music, which was a real bummer. You notice that, and that's what a lot of the graybeards would say who like that show would be like, was the music the same? It's like no, but these ones they were. It was like 98% the same music on the third and second season. Okay, so again, dating myself, grew up with a huge crush on Lonnie Anderson, ended up marrying a lady named Lonnie. Huh? There you go. And Johnny Fever, I wanted to be Johnny Fever when I got older. Booger. Beautiful. Beautiful. And we just lost Frank Bonner there, unfortunately. And there's he's the what's it, not the Mulligan Man. He was in our fridge. The Maytag Man for a while there. Gordon Jump. Venus Flytrap over here. Dude, these are great. These are gold. These bring me back to when I was a kid. So if you are Generation Xer, you probably remember that. If not, the DVDs are out there now. Oh man, and you know what else I saw was one of those little toy record players online, and it was the WKRP toy record player. Gary Begner had it online. And I was thinking, oh man, how cool would that be? It'd be awesome, so awesome. Okay, there's movies because I say I don't know when we're going back to movies. I have a bad feeling that we're headed for another bit of a shutdown here and stuff. And what a world! So we'll just keep drawing comic books. Let's draw comic books, yeah. Making our own animation stuff up, exactly. Okay, let's dive into our comic company, Machete Comics. Okay, that's what we're gonna do now. Yeah, let's show the video. We're gonna pimp our comic book company here a bit. Here it is, Machete Comics. That's us out of Kingston, Ontario, Canada, run by my wife and I. That is issue 2, the cover of issue 2 right there. A little bit of promo that we put together. Now that is the golden ticket that is in the first, randomly 3 of them are in the first 50 issues. You got to find them. Here's the ticket. Here's one left. So what we did is we put, we've got 3 tickets in the first 30 issues that have already gone out. We put in 2 tickets randomly in there, and I have not heard back from anyone yet. So if you have more than 1 copy, make sure you look in them all. And the majority have you ordered at least. Majority of you have ordered at least 2 copies, which is great. You always got to buy 2 copies of the early ones, right? So make sure you check out. And if you got 1 copy, some people aren't opening them. Open it. See if you got a ticket. Because if you did get a ticket in there for issue 2, which is issue 2 right here, you will win original artwork that has been printed in issue 1, and 1 piece is going to be printed in issue 3. Okay, now here they are. Now these aren't prints of artwork. This is original artwork. Okay, now this one, I'll show you the artwork. Okay, there's the artwork right there. This is an homage of my character Skeletron, of a Daredevil cover that Miller did. Okay, I can't remember the cover number, and I'm going to show you the finished. Now here it is in here. Right there in the back page. So there it is right there, printed over here. All black and whited up. Okay. So one of the prizes, you get to pick too. If you the first person that claims their golden ticket gets their choice of these three. Okay. So you'll be directed here to check it out. So there's again. There's the original. So if you get a golden ticket, look at it. Like this is the original artwork, my friends. Look for those tickets. Willy Wonka. Okay. Oh, I don't have a copy of issue 1. Do we have any copy? Can you look and see if you can find my issue? Because we're sold out of issue 1. Now, mind you, I kept like a couple for myself because I'm proud of what I did. So this one's pretty neat. This one was in issue 1. Oh, there we go. Again, original artwork here, friends. Look at you. You can see that. You can feel the sweat from my hard work on drawing and inking this. All right. Oh, okay. Oh, and I don't want to pull it out of there, really. No, sorry, I'm not going to do it. I got a sealed copy in glass, and I'm not going to pull it out. So this is in there. This is printed in issue 1. If you have issue 1, look it up. It's in there. Okay. Again, golden ticket gets you that. Original art, but it's not a print. So one day that's going to be worth a lot of money. Right now, these pages I would sell for $400 successfully, and you're going to get. So here's a new one. This one has not been printed yet. This one is going in issue 3, which is not available yet. There's this one here. Okay. More original art. Look at that. Yeah, there you go. So you get your choice. If you find a golden ticket in Skeletron issue 2, get your choice of one of these 3 original artworks. Okay? All will be printed in a comic book. 2 of them have already been printed. This one's about to be printed. All right? So look for those tickets, my friends. And we sold. So the cool, and another thing that I'm really enjoying about owning a comic book company. Again, TikTok has really been friendly to us on there. No offense to anyone, because Facebook is too, and Instagram is too. But TikTok, you can really interact with people with videos and stuff, right? And I've made some really cool friends on TikTok. Beans is just Beans, my cat, man, I tell you. So I've made some really good friends on TikTok, and I've sold a lot of comics on there. Now, we've sold to some people in the United States, which is amazing. And we just sold another one today to a person in Australia. So to my friends in Australia, thank you very much for supporting us and buying Skeletron number 2 and number 1. They're out there. They're out there. Now, if you get one of these, Australia, you're going to get some artwork. Again, 30 copies are out there. 2 tickets are in those copies somewhere. I'm telling you, there's one left here for the last 20. I'm anxious. I want to know who gets those tickets. Aren't you? Mm-hmm. All right, ready? I'm going to have a drink, so you have to say something interesting.
I'm not good at it, on the spot.
That's okay. I still love you. All right. Love my comics. Okay, so anyway, so in this new issue 2, now I know issue 1 was an origin issue, and that's tough. As a writer, as an artist, you just want to get through the first issue. You really do. You want to move on. So what I'm doing in here to keep people up to date on what's going on with some of these characters, and I'm putting some backstories in. Now, this is the first one. We started with a backstory. Right, Lonnie? Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to show you this. Shane Burhell, right over here. You get a little bit of background on him. Look at that. That's nice, huh? That's nice. So I did all the penciling, inking, and about 80% of the shading, and my wife goes in there with everything else. Now, there's some great little Easter eggs in here, too. Are you going to bark all day, little dog, or are you going to bite? You shoot me in a dream, buddy. You better wake up and apologize. I bet you're a huge Mike Tyson fan. You know what movie that's from? Homaged from? I do, because I wrote it. But anyway, so it gives you a little bit of a backup story there to our characters. Next, in issue 3, you're going to get some backup story to our police officer, Officer Coolidge. Yeah, that's Officer Coolidge is his name, Officer Coolidge. You'll find out his first name and more info on him next issue 3, which is already done, actually written. It's already. We just have to put in all the placements on it, which is great. So my wife's going to take care of the cat. What else did I want to talk about in Skeletron? That's pretty much it, my friends, for Skeletron. I just wanted to make sure everybody knows the golden tickets in there. There's still issues of Skeletron number 2 left. We actually have probably about 60 issues of Skeletron 2 left. So that's quite a bit. It always sells less than number 1. It's I've looked it up and I know that for a fact. Especially like the biggest dip I saw, and I can't remember the numbers. I should have wrote them down because it's an interesting fact. Was the dip from Walking Dead #1 to Walking Dead #2? Do you remember that? Half as many people bought the difference between Walking Dead and Walking Dead #2. The cool thing about what my wife and I are doing too is that although it's great to have people buy our comic book, and that's what we want. It doesn't affect our goals or what we're doing to work here, our passion towards it. At least not for me. Does it affect you at all? No. It's like I love the fact that we sold out the first one. It was a great surprise and we're selling, but the motivation is just being creative and having fun with our own world. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. So again, Machete Comics. And thanks for all the support, my friends. We really, again, family-run business here. You're not throwing your money towards a great big company who's just like doing whatever, and not taking care of their employees. Man, you're helping feed our cats. Ooh, now they're being a pain.
And on you can buy anything on Etsy. We got other stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, our Etsy store. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting about our Etsy store. So you go to Etsy, Machete Comics, one word. You will find our Etsy store, and there's posters on there. We've got comic books on there. We've got smaller art. You want to hand me one of our? What do we call those? Our canvas art. So here's some of our canvas art we do. It's a picture of Venom. You see it's on a canvas. We just got to finish it up. We'll put some on the side there. These are relatively new. And what do these go for? Or do we have these on there?
I don't have.
Okay, great. So here's a new product.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Right below our new logo. Oh, our new logo.
Yeah.
Love that new Machete Comics logo. Kiss. So this is the kind of thing that you'll find on our store. We're always adding something new. We're always adding new stuff on there, but these are canvases. See, again, I wish we were back normal and we could go to the comic book cons, man. Because then we could sell. I bet you I would, if I could get to the Fan Expo, have a booth there at the Ottawa Comic Con, we'd be sold out of our comic book. It'd be gone. I guarantee it'd be gone. It would be. Sure. It would be gone. Not that, again, it's just fun to meet all those people that you would find there. Anyway, they're coming back. Hopefully we can get through all our issues in the world right now. Disease has been plaguing us since the beginning of time. Going back in the Egyptian times, man, and it is part of what's happening, you guys got to be aware of it. So there is Skeletron. There's Skeletron, my friend. And again, cheers to everybody who's been helping us out and following us a lot. Big thumbs up. Now, what do I want to talk about here? Well, we're getting to the end here. I usually only go for 45 minutes. Almost. Okay, so I got one more thing to do here. We're going to do a deep dive, a nerd dive, and we're going to do my top 5 differences between Marvel Comics and Marvel movies. Okay, huge topic. I was going to do, because this is a popular one on the internet right now, in A New Hope, why did Darth Vader shoot R2-D2? When they were in the cavern, when they were in the Death Star cavern, when he was chasing Luke, he shot R2. Why would Darth Vader shoot R2-D2? Well, for one, he's not Anakin anymore. He's Darth Vader. He really wouldn't care about R2. 2, he didn't destroy R2, did he? He just shot him. You just shot him. He wasn't. Anyway, there's so many reasons why he did that. I didn't like that one. So I'm moving on. Main differences between comic books, Marvel comic books, and Marvel movies. Okay. We're going to go from 5, countdown from 5 to number 1 here, and this is going to be it for the show. Thank you very much for tuning in ahead of time. Number 5. In the comic book, in the movies, let's start with the movies because that's the most popular, probably. Avengers 2, we had Ultron as the main villain, which was done fantastic. I love that movie. I thought that was great. James Spader, dude. Fantastic job, fantastic actor. Okay, so Ultron was created by Bruce Banner and Tony Stark. I'll stop saying between the two of those, they created Ultron. Okay, the comic book, it was Hank Pym, the original Ant-Man, and he had a hate on for Ant-Man for Hank Pym, just like he had for Tony Stark. But it was more of a father. He called him father, and it was really creepy. I think it was a little more creepy in the comic book, just because you couldn't interpret it you couldn't interpret the relationship as much. And Hank Pym was a little bit of a loose cannon back then too, kind of like he is in the movie, I guess. You're right. Yeah, he's a loose cannon. Remember, he punched that guy. Hank Pym, the original Ant-Man 1. Okay, my wife's forgot. Okay, your homework is to sit down and watch it again, which is great. So yeah, so there's number 5 in the comic books. Ultron was created by. Ultron was created by Hank Pym, the original Ant-Man, and in the movie, created by Tony Stark, Bruce Banner, the Hulk. Okay, we have a question here. Do you think comic books will get into the NFT market? Yeah, I do, my friend. I do, and I've already been contacted. And this is from Hyena MC. Cheers, my friend. Let's all give a shout out to Hyena, and if you have anything to follow, hit that up. Hit it.
That's a big topic. Because...
That's a great topic. Go ahead, Lonnie.
Oh, I just.
No, yeah, because you.
I want to invest in like some Bitcoin and some digital, digital stuff to see what, is that going to be the new currency?
Yeah, that is a great question, because we were kind of looking into that ourselves. Actually, my wife she does does a lot of the business side of Machete Comics, and just putting things online and designing things like that. Great teammate to have for that. So that is an amazing question. We have been looking. Lonnie's been looking at that a lot. She tries to explain it to me as well, and I'm kind of like, I don't quite understand what's going on. But Middle Kingdom Studios, so we did some work for them. They're a company out of China, MKS. They have been mentioning it to it. Matt, the gentleman who used to run that, he was mentioning that to me as well about putting a comic book on there that we worked on in the past. So yeah, that's great. Great question. Love that.
A lot of artists do it.
Yes, they do.
And they start making millions. So.
Yeah. Who was just put on there? A musician just put his stuff on there, right?
I know Boy George does it.
Oh, does Boy George do it as well? All right.
He does it too, but it's also like a.
Do you really want to hurt me?
Football players, Snoop Dogg.
Didn't Jerry Garcia put a bunch of stuff on there?
Oh, yeah.
From the Grateful Dead?
I think so. Yeah. Stuff like that, yeah.
So I do that is a great way to put things up and a new way for things to go for sure, my friend.
You just gotta figure it out.
Yeah, well, you got to figure it out. I'm just going to keep drawing. If I don't have anything on my plate, I'm always working on Skeletron, but I'm so far ahead in the game. I'm already on issue 5 and issue 2 just got released, that if I feel I'm a little burnt out on that, and I have no commissions or anything going on, I'll just start drawing like Spider-Man or something for the store, or just think about something cool. I always go to Spider-Man. I should be going for the more obscure, and I'm going to start doing that. Okay, so going back to the difference between, again, thanks for the question, buddy. Everybody follow Hyena. Bring that up. Movies, comic books, Marvel. Number 4, Guardians of the Galaxy. Peter Quill's dad is Jason of Spartex, not Ego. So his dad in the comic books is an actual person, a space warrior, and in the movie, he's a planet. That's a pretty big difference.
So he's just a regular human?
Yeah, but like a warrior human. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
So that's a pretty big difference. And that brought in the whole, he didn't keep his supernatural powers. No. So that kind of lined him back up with his original. I like the Ego one better.
I did.
I like the Ego one better, and that's thanks to our good friend there, James Gunn.
Yes.
High five.
I can't wait for them.
Yeah, no, I guess he's out after that. I think he's had enough. He got pissed off. I don't blame him. Anyway, him and Batista are gonna be drinking beer somewhere else. But James Gunn did a great job on Guardians. I was actually not the biggest Guardians fan, and when the movie came out, I thought, who cares? I was like, all right, well, here's a movie. I don't know why they're using that one, but fantastic. Love the Guardians. Okay, number 3. The Mandarin in Iron Man 3. And this is funny. My third one is from Iron Man 3. The Mandarin. Oh my God, Mandarin. How could you like that Mandarin better than the Mandarin in the comic books? Now, apparently he's going to be in Shang-Chi, I think. Hopefully.
The same actor?
No, they're going to do him proper, I think. Anyway, that was horrible. That was just horrible. The Mandarin is such an awesome, respected, powerful villain, and to have him just be a douche was just Trevor, ridiculous. Again, disdain. You see the disdain on my face. They'll fix that, though. I'm sure they will. Okay, number 3. Number 2.
Well,
all right.
That's the whole point of Loki, is like opening up all these different.
Yeah, it's a great way to fix things, isn't it? Open up. Well, how can we fix things? We got to open up a time continuancy. That's what we will do. Well, one day we'll do that with Skeletron. We'll do that. Days of Future Skeletron. Okay, here we go. Number 2 is the original Avengers. So here's the Avengers in the movie. We have Hulk, excuse me, Thor, Iron Man, Black Widow, Hawkeye, and Cap. They are the original Avengers in the movie version. Now, in the comic version, Captain America is not even in there because they have not found him in the ice yet. In the comic books, we have Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, Wasp, and Ant-Man. Now, the biggest change is Wasp and Ant-Man, and of course, Hawkeye's not in there, and missing is Captain America. All the folks that were in the movie eventually became Avengers, but Black Widow not for a long time. Black Widow was another one. They kind of mystique Black Widow, like in the X-Men movies. Mystique was done a lot differently and pushed to the forefront, which they did with Black Widow. Okay, so that is the biggest difference there. That's number 2. Difference between.
Why they went with Widow instead of using Wasp and
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know what brought that on. Maybe they thought that Black Widow was a better character, and they had ScarJo, and she was a perfect Black Widow. It could have been just that they had the actress, so they used that
but
way.
Then Hawkeye, like, there's not much special about Hawkeye. He uses an arrow. Like,
well, that's the thing, and that's his thing. That is the total thing about Hawkeye.
Yeah.
I'm a guy with a bunch of arrows, but he took Loki out.
Oh yeah, he did.
Shot the arrow. Loki caught it, laughed at him, blew up in his face, fell down, and Hulk beat the living crap out of Loki. Yeah, that was awesome. So I like Hawkeye. I think it shows the human side of the Avengers, which they need that, right? Okay. So our number 1. Wow, what was my number 1? Oh yeah. Okay. Well, the number 1 difference between up to this point is missing mutants and the Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah.
That's been the biggest difference coming up, because if you look at things like the Infinity War, the Infinity Gauntlet, Fantastic Four and the X-Men played a big role in that, especially Silver Surfer. He was the one that fell to the planet instead of Hulk and warned everybody that Thanos is coming. All right. Yeah. So the major number 1 difference between the comic books and movies up to this point, lack of mutants and our first family, the Fantastic Four, and everything that goes along with those characters. All right. Yeah. What's your question?
So then who defeated Thanos in the end? Was it Iron Man? Like how they did it with the
No. Warlock came in there. Adam Warlock,
Oh.
who was an Easter egg at the end of Guardians 2.
Yeah.
I will call him Adam. The gold people, right? They created him up, put him in there. So it was Adam Warlock.
Oh. So
Excuse me.
That's completely different then.
Nebula had it for a little while there.
Yes.
Really good, yeah. But yeah, Adam Warlock. So they changed that up too. I think they had the rights to Adam Warlock too. They just didn't want to go that way. They just had to. Well, I guess if you got to write off Iron Man, right? Because Robert Downey Jr. maybe had enough. I don't know how that went, but
Yeah, we did it for what, 10 years, or 11 years?
yeah, they wanted to move on from that character. So the best way to do it is to give him a super honorable death, right?
Yeah.
But again, now the time's been all changed up, and
You could be back.
wow, we're gonna see some things. Okay, so that's my number 1. Now we have some honorable mentions. In the X-Men movies, almost everything about the X-Men movies, like the timeline is just, that's effed. The timeline in the movies compared to like everything that's happened, the continuity in the X-Men movies is just effed. And I'm not talking Fantastic Four effed. I'm talking effed. Venom. Okay, so Venom, yeah, they're a little bit different there so far, though. But I think now that we have Thor, Love and Thunder coming in, we're going to see the symbiote god, which is being played by Christian Bale, Gore the God Butcher. So I think we're actually going to twist that around, and we're going to get a proper Venom in a storyline and originality. So that's going to be great. I'm looking forward to that. And of course, Black Widow. That's a very, very large change. She actually would be more comic book. It was more related to the comic book. She would more come in through the Daredevil series. I know, right? Yeah, because the comic was actually called Daredevil and Black Widow for a while there. She was in there so much. That's a whole other story, because I don't know what's going on with movies right now. That's why I didn't want to talk too much about the prediction movies, because we don't know. I don't even know. Who knows, man? I don't know what's going on in the world with everybody. Try not to watch the news. Anyway, so there we go. There's my top 5 and some honorable mentions, differences between Marvel movies and Marvel comics. So thanks, everyone, for tuning in. My name is Chris. I am one half of the Kids on the Escalator podcast. Brent is out there. He's going to be out on tour with Megadeth, banging his head, going, Dave Mustaine, doing that kind of thing, right? It's just my cat just tweaked my leg, and I was like, what the heck is that? All right. What else do I want to say? Oh, Blue Microphones. So we want to thank Blue Microphones for sponsoring us with our Blue Microphone. We're going to run a little thing. All right. Awesome. Beautiful. I also want to thank Dean Blundell and the Dean Blundell Network for supporting us through this venture. Love it. Glendale Network is where the cool shit happens. It is. Trust me. Check it out. All right. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. You're live at Machete Comics Studio. So Skeletron 2 is available. You just need to go to Etsy.com, put in Machete Comics, one word. You'll find it along with posters and all kinds of things. If check for this golden ticket when you get your comic book. If you already have your comic book and you have not opened up any issues of it, please check it out because the golden ticket's here. Basically did an hour today. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we did it. Mm-hmm. All right. My co-host here, not my co-host, my co-pilot here, Lonnie. Say bye, Lonnie. Bye, Lonnie. There you go. All right. Peace and love, my friends. I'm going to go work on the art a bit. It's Sunday, and then I'm going to get some artwork done, drawing after that. And tomorrow, hopefully, I'm going to go down to see what's left over Free Comic Book Day. Yeah, same time, same place next week. We'll do it up. Cheers.